Does the gentleman from Alabama rise?
Madam Chair, I wish to strike the last words.
Gentleman from Alabama is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Madam Chair, there seems to be some confusion on what the underlying bill does and what the amendments are trying to accomplish. In fact, in certain cases, it's quite evident that some of my colleagues don't understand the bill. This bill authorizes $8 billion. $8 billion to go towards the FHA refinance plan. It has already dispersed $50 million. Now, we're hearing these claims of $10 million and $11 million. There are probably closer to 12 million homeowners that are underwater than 11. I think the numbers are understated. So let's assume 12 million. This federal program that we've dispersed $50 million to, how many American families have had their mortgages refinanced? 42. 42. Now, who refinanced those? Who paid for that? Was it the lenders who loaned the money? No. Was it the borrowers who borrowed the money? No. It was these children, because it was taxpayer money. Now, you say they're not taxpayers. No, but they're going to have to pay this back because we're spending $8 billion more every day than we're taking in revenue. They were announced earlier this week, I think the American people, they probably, and I don't blame them, don't want to really put their arms around this. But we just announced a deficit for the month of February, 28 days, that was more than the deficit 4 years ago for the entire year. We're hemorrhaging red ink. Are we better off than our parents? Most of us are. Are these children going to be better off than we are? Not if we don't start cutting spending. And the American people, those who are parents and grandparents, are crying out for this Congress to address this, and that's what we're on this floor today to do. Now, if I were one of the 12 million homeowners who was underwater, I might say, why those 42? But if I were the taxpayers, I would say, why are you taking money from me that we have to borrow from other countries, 42 cents out of every dollar that we're putting into this program? Why are you paying this mortgage down? Isn't that the lender? If a loan gets in trouble, is it up to the taxpayers to bail that lender out? Someone mentioned Bank of America. Somebody mentioned Citibank. You know, if I were Citibank or Bank of America and someone who was making their payments who was underwater who may walk off, yeah, I'd say, well, if the taxpayers will come in and take that obligation off my hands, I would love that. My district, the average home is worth $212,000. And it's the highest in one of the highest in the state. And actually, when I say that, let me say the community I live in, which is one of the more, it's above average in income. But the average loan here that people borrowed was $313,000, the loan itself. That's quite a loan. And to say that the taxpayers need to pay that mortgage down, it makes no sense when these are the children This is the generation that's going to have to pay it back. We need to get serious. We need to get serious. We need to get out pictures of our children and our grandchildren. And we need to say, do we really need to come to the rescue of these banks when they overextended loans? And how about all those Americans who are making their payments and didn't buy a house and are not underwater? Should you ask those Americans to pay to banks money that they didn't obligate themselves to? The answer is no. No to more government spending.
Who seeks
Madam Speaker.
recognition?